Welcome to Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa's premier tourist destination and the gem of the country's east coast. Tourism Indaba is the single most important marketing and tourism convention in Africa, and it's also its biggest. The International Convention Centre and the adjacent Durban Exhibition Centre together create 27,000 square meters, the equivalent of 4 soccer pitches of exhibition space. In the 32-year history of Tourism Indaba, Durban has played host 29 times. Indeed, Indaba's long association with KZN has prompted its leadership to call for the province to be the permanent home of Tourism Indaba.
We believe we can still grow Indaba exponentially, more than what it has been, and therefore, because of the regional integration of the market in the ACDC, we think Indaba must then become owned by the ACDC as a region. We think Indaba must also be a premier tourism trade exhibition for the continent of Africa. And there should be no need for any other country in the African continent to ever think, or any region, to think of creating a similar tourism trade exhibition similar to Indaba. And therefore we think we will make it the African premier trade tourism exhibition.
For 4 days in May, all roads lead to Durban's ICC as Southern Africa's tourism industry sets its sights on growth and expansion. It's here that new deals are signed and more people are exposed to the unique offerings available. It's also the main event for Tourism KwaZulu-Natal, the provincial authority responsible for the development, promotion and marketing of tourism into and within KZN. At its helm is Ndabo Khoza.
Tourism Indaba is a huge event to put together the kind of discussions that take place behind the scenes in terms of us meeting our obligations and also our commitment to funding the event, because it is not a cheap event to host, from a destination point of view. So through our investments that we've made over the years in terms of making sure that the event gets better and better, it's seen the event actually grow to what it is. If you look at our investment in terms of the hosted buyers program, for example, because the issues about Indaba is very different in the sense that here the South Africans come and exhibit, and the business comes with the buyers that come from outside to come and look at the product that we have. So without buyers, there is basically no event because it's about transaction. So we've invested quite a lot of resources in terms of increasing the number of hosted buyers and just making sure that the value of the event is obviously impacting quite positively on tourism in the country itself.
The KZN stand at Indaba was designed to offer ease of FaceTime between interested parties. It was awarded platinum as the best destination stand at Indaba 2011.
What you then have in the stand is a reasonable depiction of all the experiences that we have, or also the key attractions, for KwaZulu-Natal depicted in a different way, but within a singular look and feel. As you can see, we've got all our district municipalities, we've got all the tourism enterprises that are part of our incubation program being part of it. But there is no doubt that they're all part of South Africa, they're all part of KwaZulu-Natal. At the end of the day, it's not about your own little town, but it's about the experience that you put forward in terms of what people can come and enjoy.
Cruise tourism is all set for an exciting time in South Africa, spearheaded by KZN. Big plans are underway to build world-class port facilities that would give the cruise segment a welcome boost.
Look, we have seen the impact of cruise tourism globally. We have seen millions of people that are being moved by cruise tourism. Even during the recession, when other sectors and other components of tourism were taking a nosedive, the cruise tourism was the only sector that was actually showing growth. And for this reason, we believe it is in our best interest that we should be using the Eastern Seaboard and the Indian Ocean for the benefit not only of South Africa, but for the benefit of the countries in the whole of this region.
Late last year, the National Department of Tourism launched the Cruise Industry Initiative, the surest indication yet that government wants this niche industry to play a bigger role in South Africa's tourism mix.
What we've seen and what we've noted is that from the parastatals, i.e. the structures that we work with, i.e. Transnet, TMPA, have come to us and have approached us with something a lot more concrete than what it used to be in the past. And they're engaging us, and they want to know our ideas, our thoughts on the next terminal, cruise terminal in Durban, how we would like it to do it, we would like to have it done, how we would like it to have it structured. So at least now we are talking about something concrete, something practical, something that we can sort of project ourselves in 3-4 years down the line with something that is going to obviously change the face of the cruise industry in South Africa.
And for us, we say, therefore, we have facilities. We think we can partner between the public sector and the private sector in growing the cruise tourism exponentially. And earlier this year, Minister Van Schalkwyk, the Minister of Tourism in South Africa, launched a tourism strategy for South Africa. And we welcome it because we are part and parcel of the strategy. And hence, therefore, we must be able to say to our people, for many, we have never explored opportunities in the maritime industry. The sea tourism and the cruise tourism in particular offers immense opportunity in job creation, offers immense opportunity in growing some of the inbound tourist arrivals, but also ensuring that we also are talking about us contributing to outbound tourism in numbers.
KwaZulu-Natal has a charm and attraction that few can resist. From its rich cultural heritage to breathtaking scenery and wildlife, the province has it all. It's the only place where one is within reach of pristine beaches, the magnificent Drakensberg mountain range, and Big Five territory. The Ezomvelo KZN wildlife stand at Indaba was a one-stop destination for those wishing to add this experience to their repertoire.
Ezomvelo KZN Wildlife is the official conservation authority for the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We are based on 3 pillars, which is conservation, our core business. We also provide ecotourism services, and we also firmly believe in partnerships with other stakeholders in order for our conservation mandate to be carried on. But today, as you can see, we are here at Indaba to exhibit our ecotourism establishments, and we have got 68 of those in more than 100 nature reserves that we are responsible for. So we offer an ecotourism experience that is equal to none. That is why we say our reserves provide our visitors with an ultimate experience in as far as the wildlife is concerned.
The travel and tourism is what we actually have repositioned ourselves to be, because of the fact that we need to start sustaining ourselves, being able to make money, so we are commercializing all our resorts to become profitable. So we're competing with the likes of the private game reserves and the hotels, of course. But I always think of the hotels as not really competitors, because of the fact that our product offering is very different to what they have to offer. We've got family-friendly resorts that can accommodate up to like 6 or 4 people, or it can be 2 people. However, it's different and very diverse in terms of what we offer. It's very reasonable, it's accessible.
Indaba was another opportunity to show why KwaZulu-Natal has maintained the position as South Africa's foremost tourism destination and its most popular.
Of course, the biggest advantage that we've got, we have a subtropical climate, and also we have the blessings of having many things within a very short radius. Basically, it means that if you wanted to bring people here into KwaZulu-Natal, they can then be able to do a lot of different activities, whereas in other places they could have to travel into many other places. I mean, just to give you an example, we were discussing with MSC Cruises in terms of the impact of the cruise program. Now, in South Africa, it's one of the few places where you go on a 3-day cruise. But what it does, it then allows someone who comes into South Africa, beyond just going to the game reserves and looking at it, you can also, add the 3 days and do a cruise. Whereas in other destinations, you can't do that, because then it becomes a dedicated experience. And also you look at the beach offering that we've got, our average temperature, in terms of winter, I think the water temperature is still about 23-25 degrees. It means that you can still swim, but also at the same time, it's also a good time for game viewing, because you don't do game viewing in summer, you do it in winter.